you for choosing Grand Skills as your #1 online free professional course creator. For your notice, I want you to know that the instructor of this course has put in so much effort, time and money just to create this content for you to learn all for free. So please do well to click on the subscribe button, turn on the bell notification to all so you will be the first to get our video tutorials we'll be posting at all time. Also give it a thumbs up and drop a comment to help us improve more. Thank you.
Hello, you are welcome back to Grand Skill Catering Institute. My name is Chef Oge Chinweke. Today I will be taking us on how to do Nigerian puff puff. Nigerian puff puff is a very wonderful snack that we do here in Nigeria, very tasty. I hope you will like it. So join us as we proceed. So the things I'll be using today for this special snack is my flour. I have my all-purpose flour here, and I have my sugar. I have salt. I'll be using onion for it. I have my scotch bonnet here, and also my vanilla, cream vanilla flavor. You can use vanilla extract. You can also use normal vanilla flavor. So I'll be working with this. And another ingredient I'll be using for this, a very important ingredient for it, is yeast. So I'll be working with yeast. So join us as we proceed. The first thing I'm going to do is to measure my flour. The flour is already sieved, so I'll be working with 2 cups of flour. The 2 cups should be heaped like this. 1. Then I will stir it. Then I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt. Half teaspoon of salt. The salt should be leveled. Then the next thing I'm going to be using is my yeast. The yeast, I'll be working with 1 tablespoon of yeast. 1 tablespoon. Make sure you cover your yeast properly. Alright, then I'll add my sugar. The sugar here is half cup. I've already measured it. I have half cup of sugar. And I'm going to stir it together to make sure everything is well blended. So the next thing I'm going to add is my scotch bonnet. You can blend it if you want. You can also slice it. The pepper you add to your taste. If you don't like much pepper, you can just use 1. But if you like your puff puff very hot, you use 2 fresh pepper. So inside here, I'm going to blend in my onion. I'm going to grate it like this. Onion add very special flavor to this special snacks. If you add onion, it makes it very tasty. everything in here. Alright, this is what I have here. So after mixing everything, I'm going to be working with my hand. Make sure everything is well blended. Now I'm going to add water. The water I'm using is warm water, not hot and not cold, just lukewarm water. So the water I'll be working with 1.5 cups of water. This is 1 cup and this is 1/2 cup. So after adding the water, I will add 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. I told you I will using cream vanilla. You can use vanilla extract. You can also use vanilla essence, or any flavor of your choice can go. So I'm working with cream vanilla. So at this point, I'm going to mix everything together. Make sure you mix it properly until everything is well blended. So this is how it's going to look. It's not going to be too watery. It's not also going to form like a dough. It will be sticky and runny like this. Because as you leave it to dissolve or to ferment, it's going to get lighter. That's why you don't need it to be watery. Make sure you work with the correct measurement. We also display the recipes, the measurements of what we are using on this platform so that you can get your measurements right. Like as I said, I use flour, 2 cups of flour, and I use 1/2 cup of sugar. I use 1/2 teaspoon of salt leveled, and I use 1 tablespoon of yeast and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. So that's what we have here. So the next thing I'm going to do is to cover it and set it aside. So at this point, I'm going to cover it with foil. You can also use nylon. You can use anything just to make sure that it's well covered, since you are working with yeast. So I'm going to cover it very, very well. Make sure there is no place that air can penetrate. So like this. So I'm going to keep it in a warm place for 15 minutes. Then after 15 minutes, we can now proceed for frying. So this is what we have here. Remember, what we are making today is Nigerian puff puff. This is Grand Skill Catering Institute, the best online class you can ever have. So keep joining us. If you have any question or any comments, please feel free to drop your questions and we're going to treat it very well. So I'll see you after 15 minutes. All right, this is exactly 15 minutes. So let's see what we have. So here is our puff puff batter. You see it has doubled in size and the face is already fermented. As you can see, this is how it will look. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to heat up my oil. So I'm going to heat up the oil. What I have here is vegetable oil, and puff puff we do it on a deep fry. Deep fry is when you are using enough oil to fry, while shallow frying is when you are using little oil. So I'm going to heat up the oil. Make sure that the oil is very hot before I start frying. If you use oil that is not hot, you find out that your puff puff will start soaking up oil. It will not really flow very well inside the oil. So you are going to allow the oil get very hot. Once it's hot, I will start. So as you know, this is Grand Skill Catering Institute. So keep joining us, keep watching the training, and tell someone about it. Okay, it's a very educative training. You are going to learn a lot. So while we are waiting for the oil, you all know what we used to achieve the puff puff batter. Like what we have here is our flour, we have the yeast, we have sugar, we have salt, we have pepper, we have onion, and we have vanilla. So I told us you can use vanilla essence, you can use vanilla extract. I used cream vanilla. So any flavor of your choice can go. So as you can see, the oil is getting hot. For me to know when the oil is ready, I'm going to take a little of this batter and drop it inside the oil. So it's not yet ready, but when you know if it's ready, once you drop the batter inside it, you see it floats. Okay, so if the oil is hot enough, as I drop this inside it, you see the batter will just float. That's when you know that it's ready. So we'll keep waiting for the oil to get hot. So while we are waiting, I will just use my hand to mix the batter, to mix it up like this. So when you mix it, you find out that it will collapse. So here is what we have. So this is the batter I use in testing if the oil is ready. Alright, looking at the oil, you see that the batter has already floated and the oil is hot. So I will start frying. This is how you cut your puff puff. Try as much as possible to work with a particular size so that it will be equal. When you drop your puff puff, you just cut it. When you are frying, the first set you fry can actually stick on the pan, but subsequent ones will not do that. Now when you are frying your puff puff, you try not to overcrowd the oil, because if you overcrowd the oil with your batter, the puff puff will not float very well, and you see them jam together, they will not move very well. So we just try and fry few at a time. So while it's frying, make sure you turn it upside down. Now someone will ask, how do I know when my puff puff is ready? Once you are frying and the color changes to brown, once you get your desired brown color, That's when you know your puff puff is ready. Make sure you flip it so that the other side can fry as well. So as you can see, the color is changing. That's how you know if your puff puff is good to go. I think the first set is ready. So looking at the color, this is how it is. So I'll try other ones the same way I do this. I did the first one. The first one actually takes time, but subsequent ones doesn't take time. Once it enters the oil, because the oil is already very hot, so it doesn't take much time. You keep flipping it so that it can fry evenly. puff puff is ready. That is our special delicious puff puff. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Grand Skill Catering Institute. This is our Nigerian puff puff. Very nice and very tasty. I wish you can taste it. So thank you for joining us. My name is Chef Ogechi Nweke. See you next time. Thank you.